Good morning, gladiators. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I look a little big there. Let's go ahead and make that smaller. All right, here we go. So we will be clicking on our pretty green folder. Week of September 21st to the 25th. Today is Thursday, the 24th. We'll click on Thursday. So we're going to be learning about human rights today, basic human rights. Okay, so the question is, what are human rights? Are human rights something that are given to us? Are human rights something that we earn? Well, the answer is human rights is something that we automatically have just for being human. Okay? These are rights that we should have. They're unalienable rights for us to have the moment we take our first breath. Those are considered rights. Okay? So think about this. Many times without realizing, many people are actually being violated from, or their human rights are being taken away from them. Maybe in the past you've heard of the word refugee, or perhaps you've heard of the word slavery, right? So when you think of these words, many times you think of slavery, you're automatically going to think slavery, the people that were brought in from Africa and were forced to work in plantations, people that were separated, families that were separated. Or when you think of refugees, you're just thinking of a group of people that have nowhere to go. Well, that's a little bit of that. Yeah, it is slavery that started in Africa, but in reality, it started way before then. It just wasn't really talked about. And if it was happening maybe in monarchs, monarchies, wherever there was kingdoms, a king and queen probably had a slave. This goes back all the way to the Egyptian times. So slavery has been around a long time, but when we brought a man from Africa, suddenly this became a very big issue. We finally were able to abolish slavery, which was a great thing that we finally did, right? But even still, slavery still exists today, just not in the way that you are used to seeing it or probably hearing about it, or the way it used to be. So I'm gonna go over it in class today. We're gonna talk about some modern day slavery. And then when you think of refugee, of course you're thinking about people that are displaced, people that have nowhere to go. That is refugee, yes. But there's a reason why many are leaving, or they're trying to seek shelter, or they're trying to get away from their country. It's because their rights have been taken away from them. And again, we learned a little bit yesterday that in some countries, people are being violated because of their religion, because of their political views, because of the color of their skin, because of other preferences that they may have personally. So people are constantly being violated and their human rights are taken away. So today we're going to talk about human rights, but we're also going to learn about how these human rights, in reality, even though we know that we have them, we have this amazing system called the World Health Organization. In reality, or the United Nations, even the United Nations, they have the Universal Declaration of Rights. I mean, we have so many parties, right, that are involved, that in reality there's really nothing that many countries can do when human rights are being taken away. And even if they can do it, do they choose to do anything about it? We'll learn that in some cases, no. And it may be because of political reasons. So, thankfully, we live in the United States where we have a limited government and people can be prosecuted and people can go to jail. They can go to prison for a very long time for violating someone's human rights. But a lot of times, even human rights issues that are happening in front of us, we may not even know that it's happening. So, we're going to talk about what could be some examples of human rights that are happening today. All right. Okay. So, let's go ahead and go into the lesson. So, today you're going to watch the video on basic human rights and answer the questions. What is the message? Okay. So, you're going to read Understanding of Basic Human Rights, and then you're going to select an image and answer the questions on the assignment. Okay, so let's look at it. All right, so for your basic human rights for today, before you even click on this, you're going to click on basic human rights. It's going to take you to a YouTube video where you're going to see some kids jamming and dancing. Okay? You're going to watch this video and we're going to go back. While you're watching that video, I'm going to go ahead and click on the assignment because you may have to go back and look at it again. All right, I keep freezing, but let's hope this works. All right, so I noticed that for some reason I keep freezing. All right, here we go. So the video reflection. As you listen to the music video, consider what you think the purpose of the song is. What is the message? Okay, what do you think they're trying to tell you with their dance, their song, or what they're trying to convey? Okay, and you're going to respond here, 1 to 2 sentences. All right, there is no wrong or right answer. It's how you are interpreting it. Okay, but then we're going to go to this. Then you're going to read our basic human rights infographic. I want you to read this. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We will actually talk about that more tomorrow, so there's no need to click on that link because it could possibly confuse you. Okay, so we're going to walk you in steps. And then what I want you to do next is as you read this, I would like for you to read and reflect and consider the following. So you're going to look at this poster, this human rights poster, and I want you to look at the images and pick one, any one of them. Okay. Now, yeah, it might be a little hard to read. The best thing to do is hit present. When you present, you can see it a little better. Okay. So hit present. So you're going to choose any one of these and you're going to look at the picture and then tell me, what is it trying to say? What do you think that picture is trying to say? All right. And you're going to respond to that here. Okay. So which of these rights are most important to you and why? So pick any one of these rights and tell me which one it is and tell me why it's important to you. Then which of these rights are new to you? Use the image and try to predict what you think this right is or is related to. So you go back again and then I'll look at an image and say, well, I don't know what that is. And I wonder what that's talking about. So you're going to go back and just tell me what you think it is. What's your prediction? Okay, remember, prediction is something that you think that it's trying to say. Something is trying to convey. Okay, then you're going to go to what do you think should happen to individuals, leaders, and groups who violate these rights? So tell me what should happen to them. Because we're going to talk about that a little bit more in depth, some today, but a little bit more in depth tomorrow about what is actually happening to these people. Okay, I'm talking about the individuals, the leaders, the groups who are violating the rights. All right, and then we'll go to 4. Do you know any examples of human rights violations that are currently taking place or have occurred in the past? So think of anything that maybe I would have said in this video, something that we talked about in class, okay? And or possibly something that you may have found here, or maybe a prediction that you think is happening here in this video. In this image here. All right. And when you're done, just click submit and you're done for the day. Easy peasy day. All right. So I look forward to seeing you in a bit. We will see you during Zoom. Have a good day.